I am finally back today trying to film another vlog. It has been quite a long time since I have been here. I've had a lot going on and I haven't been doing very much knitting, but I thought I would give it a try today, and I've just started to pick up a few projects, and so I thought it would be a really good time to share a little bit about what I've been working on and thinking about and just what's been going on around here. It is almost the middle of August already. I cannot believe it. And I've had a really eventful past month, maybe 3 weeks, going on 4 now. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw a couple of my posts where I mentioned not feeling very good, and I've been having some really severe nosebleeds. I've had them all of my life. When I was a kid, I had some pretty big ones, so I'm no stranger to them. But the last few weeks, I've had the worst nosebleeds probably of my entire life, and they're a little bit under control now. Everywhere I go, I must travel with boxes of Kleenex and towels. But the first week or so, they were so bad, I ended up in the emergency room 3 times because I just couldn't stop them, and I lost so much blood. So I've had it cauterized a few times, but they keep coming back. I'm waiting to see a specialist. I'm doing a lot better. I'm managing them quite well. Everyone around here is helping out so very much. So I'm very fortunate. But after losing so much blood, I've just had zero energy, and my iron is super, super low. So I'm taking high doses of iron, but it's gonna take some time, and I just have not felt like knitting or doing much of anything. I've barely been cooking, or I cook a larger meal and we have lots of leftovers. We've been, eating stuff from the freezer. Nothing really exciting, but I felt kind of better today, and so I thought I would just take some time and film a little bit of a catch-up video and share what I've been working on. I don't think it's going to be that exciting, so I thought I might turn this into a little bit of a vlog style video. So I have been mostly thinking about older projects and kind of comforting projects. So for knitting, I pulled out one of my old favorites. This is the Gradient Cowl from Purl Soho. I love it. I've shared it a million times. It's nothing new to you if you've watched my videos before, but I haven't touched it in months and months. And I know I've been thinking about having this for the fall. So I think I'm going to set myself a couple of goals, because I've mentioned before, it's not that I'm a slow knitter, it's just that I don't knit a ton. I don't always knit every day. And I forget about stuff. So I've pulled out one of my favorite project bags. And I think I'm just trying to set a goal to get to, because if you can see, it starts out pink. It goes into this kind of rusty orange, a pale pink, up to this cream, and then the yellow. And then it goes backwards again. So I am right now kind of here, and if I can get to hit the orange spot by September, and then maybe finish it off by October, that would be amazing. Then it would be finished by kind of early fall-ish, and I can get some use out of it this year. I think it's going to be really beautiful. I really want to wear it with a jean jacket or a denim shirt. I think it's going to be super cozy. This was a kit that I purchased from Purl Soho, and I think it's called the Grapefruit Kit. That was the colorway. And it uses, I can't even remember the yarn. Let's see. It uses 5 skeins of Purl Soho's line weight 100% merino wool. It is super cozy. I love it, and I'm just trying to keep it nearby so that I can do a little bit each day or every other day. And I think it would actually go quickly if I just stayed consistent with it. So that is the plan. So that is my first whip that I've been really thinking about. I just picked it up yesterday, actually. I've also been working on my Pearl Soho half and half triangle wrap, but I have a feeling that the gradient cowl might take precedence for a little while. I'll still work on the half and half triangle, but I feel like those are very similar projects for me. They're kind of big ones and long term, and it would be really good if I could just focus on the one and hit those milestones. A couple of other projects that I've got up here in my front room, because I have a basket down on the floor, and I usually come and sit right here in the morning with my coffee, and I thought I would refresh the projects that I kept in that basket down there just so that I can get back into the swing of things again. So I've got one sock project up here that's really easy to pick up. It's in one of my camo bunny bags, which I do have in the shop right now. I've got a couple different colors of those. And in here, I have a sock that you've seen. So everything that I'm sharing today, you've seen it before, but I won't spend too much time on it. I think I have project pages for pretty much everything on Ravelry. This is the beautiful Coupe collection from Chelsea Luxe Yarns. This is Margaret. And this is just a really simple sock that I am doing the Magic Heel pattern, the Magic Heel socks from the Autumn Acorn. I always want to say Autumn and Acorn, but it's the Autumn Acorn. I love this pattern. It's really easy. I don't need to check it. I can just work away, do a few rows whenever I feel like it. So that's a really nice one to have sitting down here. And then the other one I just brought up here is in another one of my bunny bags, and it's getting a little bit full. But this one I have not touched in a while, but I am really loving cozy, comforting knits right now, maybe because I haven't been feeling too great. And this one was also forgotten, but I wanted to pull it out. This is the Cozy Comfort Throw. It is a pattern by Molly from a homespun house. And I've got this really cute cider donut, I think that's what it's called, from Sucra Sucra Miniatures on there. And it's such a fun but easy, not fun in an exciting way, but just, it's really an enjoyable knit. I am using minis from Chelsea Luxe Yarns. I think this is my first Advent kit that I had from her, so not 2020, but 2019's. So I pulled out a whole bunch of those, and you hold it double with, I'm using an undyed yarn, and you just switch out your minis. So it is really plump and plush and beautiful, and I think it's going to make a really pretty throw blanket. So I pulled this one out because this is another one that is really simple. I don't need to check with the pattern very often or at all. And I can just do a row or two while I'm sitting up here, and even if I don't finish it, I can tuck it away in my basket and not really worry about it. I do have a whole bunch of other socks that I'm working on and projects here and there scattered throughout the house, but for now, those are, I think, the main ones. I know I want to share a couple of new things that have come in the mail in the last few weeks that I've been keeping aside to share with you. I also have a new planner that I'm using that I might give you a really quick flip through. It is this one here. I've transferred out of my Hobonichi, and I am just working in a standard size right now, so I'll give you a little flip through of that. And have a new cookbook. I've had a few come this summer, but I thought it would be fun to share this one. It's called Let Me Feed You by Rosie Dakin. So I'm going to share a little flip through of that as well. So it's probably not going to be the most exciting day, but I thought it would be nice to share what I've been working on and a few of my favorite things with you today. I purchased this cookbook about a month ago, but life has just been so crazy I haven't tried anything from it yet. But I pulled it out this morning and I've got my sticky notes ready to mark a few recipes that I really want to try out. It's called Let Me Feed You by Rosie Dakin. She has a beautiful Instagram account, and I believe she has a bakery or brunch style place in British Columbia, Canada. Her aesthetic is absolutely gorgeous. It is such a beautiful book. And because I have so many books, I have a couple of criteria that need to be met when I bring in a new one. And sometimes I just purchase one without any of the criteria being met. But some of the things I really look for, of course, are number one, a lot of recipes that I want to make and that I think my family will like. Number two, it's a beautiful or inspiring book with a little bit of writing peppered throughout, which I find really interesting about cookbooks. And I think the third one is probably just if a friend that I trust tells me I need a cookbook, then I just can't control myself. So this one definitely meets the first two. I think there are a lot of recipes in here that I would enjoy making, and it is also a really beautiful book. Even just that detailing on the cover there, the stripes, and the photography, her home, all of it, it is gorgeous. So right at the beginning, I love this. It says, "This book belongs," and then there's a little checklist here. It says, "To a natural born feeder on the kitchen counter, to someone with impeccable taste, in the Smithsonian, and to someone with the coolest friends." I just thought that was really cute. And I know a lot of cookbooks have a lot of information at the beginning, and we probably are familiar with it all already, but I really love the way that she sets this up at the beginning. And just look at that photography. Gorgeous. Her table of contents is laid out perfectly for me. She's got breakfast, bread, sandwiches, soups, salads, dinner, vegetables, condiments, and dessert. Her house, her kitchen, gorgeous. She has a really nice introduction in here. And this is what sold me. I mean, just this photography, the color scheme, it's beautiful. And I really like her sections here. Sorry, I keep doing that, but it doesn't lay very flat yet. She has a section on a moment to take stock, along with the beautiful photographs, so that you can make sure you have a fully stocked pantry, basic bits to get the job done, I guess just essentials. And I really love how she's got a little bit of writing throughout. It's a gorgeous book. I highly recommend it. And this first chapter is probably what sold me right away. I think I actually purchased this at the bookstore. I was there with James, and when I saw the recipes in this first chapter, I knew I was taking it home. So it has a lot of great recipes. Granola, which is always nice to try a new one. A strawberry rhubarb compote, which I love. Croissants. This looks so good. Party scones. And I apologize for my voice. I think I'm a bit congested from all of the nosebleeds, so I sound a little funny. The cinnamon donut muffins. I've made something like this many years ago, and I think it would be nice to try a new recipe. I think the kids would love those. And these are really great things to make and then just keep in the cake dome for an afternoon snack. So many good recipes throughout this book. Lots of baked goods, cheesy cornbread, more croissants, basic breads. I think it is going to be a really good, useful book. So I'm excited to get my sticky notes out, pick a first recipe to try out. And I love a book that has soups and sandwiches because, especially with everyone home right now, lunches can be a challenge. So I really love like just these little photographs and little bits that she's, inserted in between chapters. I thought it'd be nice to just give you a little flip through because I love to see what a cookbook feels like and looks like. We love quiche, so that would be great. This looks really good. I think it's a great addition to a cookbook collection. A lot of the recipes are kind of standards, but I feel like she has a really good approach to some of them, so they feel new. Sides, vegetables, and then desserts at the end. So I thought I would share because this is definitely one of my favorites that I've picked up in a while. It hasn't left my coffee table. And I think this is the week that I am going to finally pick something and try it out. But as you can see, very beautiful recipes and photography. So I wanted to share that because I know I get a lot of questions about cookbooks, and this is one of my current favorites. As I mentioned, I transferred out of my Hobonichi cousin. I think I was just feeling a need for change, and I wanted to get back into my standard size, and I purchased a new cover that I absolutely love. This leather cover is from an Etsy shop called Eternal Leather Goods. I would highly recommend them. This is a standard, I think, with 4 strings, and the color is brown. So I'm really enjoying this. It's been a great new system for summer. I've just got a couple of little things tucked into a pocket here. I've got one of these Travelers Company inserts that I purchased from Paper Plus Cloth. I've been playing around with my inserts because I really missed the weekly pages in the Hobonichi, and so I got one of these Midori inserts that's dated, and it kind of has the same setup. So I've been doing that and just kind of jotting down things in here, but at the same time I am using my Pebbled Stationery Co. undated planner that has Tomoe River paper, and I love it. I think I mentioned this a while back, and I've been using the month section to do some tracking. This is all of my nosebleeds. I need to kind of catch up here and document them for when I see my specialist, but it's got monthlies in here, which I keep track of a lot of things for the kids and birthdays and stuff like that. And then it has weekly spreads that are very similar to the Hobonichi weeks. And so I really like that for tasks and keeping track of, if I'm taking my vitamins and drinking water and the garden and all kinds of things. I do some meal planning in here, and this is kind of my working pages for as I'm going through the week, just to make sure I'm staying on top of work stuff and anything I need to get done. I didn't really keep up too much, but there's been some weeks where I haven't really been able to work very much, and so there's not a ton to write in there, but I'm really, really enjoying this system. Then I have a clear traveler's notebook insert in here, and I've got a Pebbled Stationery Co. blank grid note. It's not grid, it's a dot, I think. Is it dot? Yeah, it's a dot notebook with Tomoe River paper that I am using for my daily journaling. And what I'm loving about this is that it is not necessary, well, there's no dates in it, so I don't have to journal every single day. And especially right now, if nothing's going on and I'm having a quiet day, I don't have to journal it. So I'm feeling really good about that and loving this system so far. And then at the back, I have one more notebook. This is just a traveler's notebook, Travelers Company, which is this one. This is a grid. And this is kind of my commonplace notebook where I take notes from any audio podcasts I'm listening to. I kind of jot down some goals and things we wanted to do this summer. Sometimes I'll put gratitudes in here. I've got sort of my morning and evening pillar routines listed in here, and I really like this. It's a really good place to just take notes, keep track of things if I'm reading a book, like the Atomic Habits book that I shared in my last podcast. I've been really enjoying that. And if there's anything I really want to remember or keep track of, I will just jot some notes in my commonplace notebook. So I have been loving this new system so much and really, really happy with it. It is nice and chunky, but I also like that it feels a little more compact. This is hard to do with one hand, but I really have it stuffed full. And it's really nice to just take with me anywhere in the house or just throw in my bag so I can keep track of appointments or anything that is going on. So I am loving that. And I will link the shop to the leather cover down below. I do currently have pre-orders in my shop for the everything leather tote bags and the small leather tote bags in all of the colors, including the camo. It's finally here. So if you have been on the lookout for that, they are in the shop now. They've been there for about a week. I usually take them down after a week, but I thought I would wait maybe another day or two after this video goes up, just to give anyone a chance to pre-order one before they're gone. And now would be the perfect time if you're looking for a fall tote bag, because these should be ready in about 4 weeks. I usually say 4 to 6 just in case, but yeah, they would be ready just in time for a new fall tote bag. I have a new drugstore favorite product to share with you. It was recommended to me by my niece, Madeline, and I was complaining because ever since the beginning of this year, a lot of my hair had fallen out, and it's regrowing, but the texture of it has changed, and I've just had so much trouble styling it. It's just not the same anymore. It could be age, it could be weather, who knows. But anything I was using was not really helping, and she suggested I try this. It's the L'Oreal Wonder Water, and they were on sale, so why buy one when you can buy two? I didn't know which one to choose. I tried this one out the other day, and I really saw a difference, so I'm really liking it. I ended up getting this other one as well. I'm sure it's just as good, so I'm probably just going to swap between them, but I always love a good drugstore find. It is a really kind of like a thin, oily water that you just rinse through your hair after you shampoo and before you condition, and I really noticed a difference in my hair. So I'm so glad to have found that, and I thought I would share it with you guys as well. I have had a really productive day so far, which is not usually the case, so I'm very happy about that. I made myself a quick lunch. I did a little bit of shipping, and this afternoon I need to head out and drop off a few packages to ship. And before I fizzle out of whatever energy I have left, I thought I would gather a few more things that I really wanted to share with you before they get forgotten. And then I need to have a little bit of a rest because tonight James has a soccer game, and I just want to make sure that I'm feeling well enough to go and watch, because I love watching his games again. I'm so happy that sports has resumed. But before I get into this, there's something I've been debating whether or not to bring up again, but I think it is worth repeating because I think about 95% of the people here are the sweetest, most caring and gracious people, and I am so thankful for all of you. But there's a good 2 to 5% of people that are none of those things. And I have just been noticing a lot of comments lately on my videos or on my Instagram posts or even creeping into my DMs, which I really try not to let bother me. I don't lose any sleep over them, but I've been noticing them more lately because I think I'm seeing them everywhere. I'm seeing them on my friends' posts, on my friends' podcasts, any podcast I really watch, I usually look at the comments and I just see a lot of unnecessary and kind of passive aggressive rudeness. So I thought it was a good reminder to just let everyone know that YouTube videos is not my job. I do this for fun. It is a hobby of mine, but it is not my job. And I do have so many other things that have to come before YouTube videos. And I know most of you understand that, and most logical people understand that, but I have teenagers and a husband who are all full-time at home right now, and it is summer. I have my own business and my own work to get done. I have a home to take care of and meals to prepare and my own health to think about. And I think I just thought it was worth repeating right now because I was in the hospital in the emergency room at 2 a.m. and I saw 2 DMs come through. I shouldn't have opened my phone, but I did. And they were just really abrupt messages that were something like, when are you filming again? And when are you going to be putting another YouTube video up? Without even a simple hello. So I just wanted to make it really clear that my family, my health, my work are all priorities, and I do this for fun. I do this as a hobby of mine to share my knitting and my favorite things with like-minded people. And if you'd like to be rude, or if you'd like to comment constantly on, where I put a chair, or if I'm not around for a while, or, I could go on. There've been a lot, but I'm not even going to bother mentioning them. If you'd like to comment on that kind of thing, I just would like you to know that I notice it and I think it's really rude, and I usually will ignore it, or sometimes I will just delete it and block it. I am a huge believer in blocking people that are sending out their bad energy. I am 46 years old. I am not looking to please everyone. I just really want to share the things that I love with like-minded people. And so just a friendly reminder to those few people who are constantly complaining or critiquing people that put out podcasts. It's not very nice, and we notice it. So let's move on. I remember sharing a DK sock that I finished half of, or I finished one of the socks, and I shared it in my last podcast. I thoroughly enjoyed knitting this sock. This is the Saturday sock pattern from Tracy Miller, and it was a fairly new release. I think it was released in July at the beginning, and I loved working on this sock. And this is beautiful Legacy Fiber Arts DK weight sock yarn. I am obsessed with it. It is squishy and soft, and I've started the second one, but then I just have not been knitting, so it kind of got put aside for a while. But my sweet friends Sue and Chelsea from Legacy Fiber Arts recently released their Practical Magic Halloween inspired collection, and they so generously called me up and told me they wanted to send me some. So we ended up doing a bit of a swap. It's kind of a like a fall, I would say a Rhinebeck kind of inspired swap, because I know I will not be at Rhinebeck this year and I will miss them so very much, that we ended up just doing a little bit of swap, and it was really, really nice. So this came, and let me just organize this here. So they sent me 4 sock kits. I believe these are all the colorways in the Practical Magic collection. The first 2 I'm going to share are Steel Toes sock kits, which are fingering weight with a coordinating mini. And this one here is the Practical Magic colorway. I'm a huge fan of purples, and this one is really beautiful. So I love that. I also am loving their new labels. They've had them for a few months, but I think they are so pretty. And this sock kit is also the Steel Toes. It's a 4-ply fingering weight, and this colorway is Jilly Bean. which I think is so much fun with that orange mini. Really beautiful color. And then the next two sock kits are DK weight. They're a 4-ply DK weight, which is what I was using on my Saturday socks. I am so excited to cast on some socks with these. Oh, and I just noticed that these have 2 minis. So the first one is called Sally Owens, and this DK weight is 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. So a little bit of that nylon gives you really good durability in your socks, which is so nice, because the last thing I want to do is spend the time knitting socks and then wearing through them because there's no nylon in them. I know you can have socks without nylon, but I just really like this base. And it has 2 little minis. And then the last one, which is also one of my favorites, is called the Ants. And this is the DK weight as well, with 2 minis. Such a beautiful color. And I did notice that my friend Kay from the Crazy Sock Lady has a new vanilla sock pattern out for DK weight yarn, and it is a free pattern. So you should check that out if you are interested in making some DK weight socks. And I've had people ask me before, what's a vanilla sock? A vanilla sock is just a really basic sock with no pattern in the leg. So you would still have, like, I call it a recipe, because you'll have the number of stitches to cast on and your needle size and how long to do the rib, and you'll have instructions for your heel and your toe. But basically the rest of the sock is vanilla, which means it's very simple, no pattern. So I'm excited. I've printed off my copy of Kay's new DK weight vanilla sock. I think it would be fun to do one of these in that. And then I know I'll be making more of the Saturday socks. I want to do the shorter length version and another long version, because there's just something I really love about this twisted rib pattern that's almost like a full-on rib sock. So it's it kind of hugs your leg really nicely without being tight. I love the fit of this sock. And then the last part of my little gift from the Legacy Fiber Arts ladies was this beautiful mini set called Midnight Margaritas, which has a mini of the 4 main colors in the collection. So thank you so much, Sue and Chelsea. I absolutely went crazy when this package arrived. So beautiful. And I don't have any of the details just yet, but I really want to cast on one of these for a Halloween inspired sock. And so I'm really going to try to work my way through some whips for the rest of the summer. And I'm thinking at the beginning of September, I would love to cast on a Halloween inspired sock and maybe do a really super casual knit along. If anyone is interested, just keep your eye out for that. Maybe I will post, when I cast on, I will post another video here and maybe on Instagram as well, because I think it would be fun to just knit some Halloween socks together. I ordered a bag that I am so in love with, and I have not used it yet, but I wanted to share it because I'm very excited. I don't know what I'm going to put in it yet. It is a large project bag from the Bearded Pearl, and it is Pride inspired. And I've been trying to snag one of Caleb and Justin's bags for a really long time. I've been waiting for just the right one. And when I saw this, I just clicked so fast, I couldn't even see straight. I thought I was getting the medium one, but I ended up getting the large one, which I'm not mad about, because I think this will make a perfect bag for one of my Tennis Fiber Arts sweaters that I've been wanting to cast on for a while. And I've been thinking about sweater knitting for a while because I haven't really done any, and I think that time of year is coming where I'm thinking about fall sweaters. So I'll probably be doing something with that soon. And I think this would be the perfect bag to put it in. It is black. It is so well made. It is perfection. It has a really nice, sturdy kind of canvas lining. And I love this little detachable zipper pull kind of like fob that's attached to it. So it also has a strap so I can carry it around the house with me. I love it so much. I just wanted to share because Caleb and Justin have such a wonderful podcast. I adore them. And they also have an Etsy shop with beautiful, beautiful stuff in it. They do hand-dyed yarn and project bags, and they're all so good. The only other thing I have been thinking about, like I just mentioned, is sweater knitting. And so that has been on my mind, and I have quite a few. I know I have a kind of Christmas sweater that I cast on and I haven't done anything with. I know there were a couple of others that I've purchased yarn for, but I haven't really cast on. And then last night, I was really thinking about a DK weight sweater. And I have this gorgeous 80s radio colorway from Chelsea Luxe. I have like 4 or 5 skeins of it. And I really, really want to cast on a sweater with this. I think this would be a great September sweater. September is one of my favorite months. It's my birthday month, and I feel like this would be perfect birthday sweater. It almost reminds me of cake, and I am an 80s kid, so 80s radio is my perfect colorway. So that is pretty much everything that I have been thinking about for knitting or purchasing and working on and all of that good stuff. So I think I'm going to wrap it up now. Thank you so much for hanging in there while I've been absent, and I will be back whenever I am feeling up to it and hopefully get into some more knitting for a while. So until I see you again, take care, have a wonderful rest of the summer, and I will see you soon.